How do you feel this morning about United? How do you feel about where we are? Because you know what? You've had people talking about, oh, we're going to get top 4. We're only 4 points off top 4. But again, I was never going to go over the top about wins, and I was never going to go over the top about losses. This is a long-term project. I'm talking at least 18 months before we get in the top 4, probably. You know, a year in May before we're in the top 4. I hope we can do well in the Europa League. I think that's the real growth point. But we're now 7 points off 4th place. 7 points off 4th place, and we've played the same amount of games as Man City. So overnight, we're only 4 points off is 7. That's massive. And we've got to play Man City in a couple of weeks. So that could be 10 points off 4th place in a week or two. And what are you going to do then? You know, your top 4 dream's gone. You haven't got your bus out and Ollie's not at the wheel. We're in a reality that people need to wake the hell up to. The reality is we're not good enough. We're just not good enough. And people still think we are good enough because we got a couple of goals from Xerxes and Rashford against Everton and Rasmus got a couple against Bodo Glimt. We're not good enough. We're not good enough as a team. We are building the foundations again with a manager who is building foundations with bricks he never fucking bought in a system these players have never played. And that's why there are conversations around Bruno playing in a pivot. Does that work? Long term, I really don't. Are we trying to force him into the team so that we can play Mount because you can't play Mount and Bruno? I said that before the game. I think Bruno was playing in the pivot for possession, but in the second half, he should have gone into Mount's position because, you know, the game opened up more. So there are lots of things that there's massive question marks. I mean, has anybody actually asked the question that Amrin might not be successful? I have. I want him to be successful. I think he has the personality, the drive, the football to be successful. But every bloody club in the top 6, Maresca at Chelsea, Arteta at Arsenal, Slot at Liverpool, every fan of those clubs thinks their manager can be successful. There is no divine right that Man United will be successful. And we won't be successful, no matter how good the manager is, if the people around him don't deliver. And that's players, that's owners, that's staff, that's recruitment. Everything's got to be right. A manager on their own cannot do it at Man United. This has been proved time and time again. But yeah, look, De Ligt should be getting a lot more credit. But am I concerned? No, I'm not concerned. I do see steps of progress. But the real key, you know what? I'm not gonna get lost in. I'm not gonna get lost in the story of how much or how long or how many things need to happen. Fundamentally, to me, it comes down to 2 words: ruthless aggression. Aggression to go and get the players that are needed for this manager, ruthlessness to get rid of the problems that we never have. And if they don't follow those 2 words, Amrin will fail. And he'll be another Rangnick who spoke sense and ended up or another Mourinho who had the ability but got stabbed in the back. Then they must be ruthless. And in being ruthless, you've got to have the conversations about Rashford or Anthony or Bruno or whoever else you think, you know, ruthlessly needs to be removed from this football club. And I've just realised, because I went for the break, I didn't actually answer the question that Love United Hate the Opposition said. He said, I'm not defending Rashford, but I feel like Rashford was pissed he got dropped in a big game because he usually almost scores against Arsenal. I don't know whether that's true or not. Obviously, he didn't react very well when he got left out of the Palace game, did he? Having played well in the game before that. But you know what? If that is in any way, shape or form true, get rid of him. Like, you are not as good as you think you are, mate. Like, I would have started you against Arsenal because that's what I would have done. But I don't think you're out and out better than Garnacho or Mount or Xerxes at the moment or Bruno. Like, you're either in the team or you're out the team, and the manager has spoken about rotation. So if that's the reason he was a bag of shit when he came on against Arsenal, then that's a massive, massive problem. I don't believe that because I think it's been publicised that rotation was going to happen. I just think he can't deliver at the highest level anymore. I just don't. I think when he comes up against good defenders, he looks ordinary. But when he gets space in a game like he did against Everton, he can finish. And look, you go back to the Everton game, the first goal was a set piece where he's got a good shot on him and it deflects in. The second goal, he's one-on-one. He's got a good shot on him. Both goals were good, but there was nothing really technical beyond the finishing, which he's good at. You know, it didn't come from a lung-busting run down the wing where he skips past 3 players, or winning a pressing and winning the ball back and scoring. So it's like Amrim said last week, some of these players are performing really well. Some of these players can do a lot better, but they've got to want to do it. And I will call out the media who try and put it on the shoulders of a manager, because we've been down this road so many times. Ralph Rangnick was talking about open heart surgery. We still haven't had it. Do you know there was people in the summer talking about open heart surgery? Finally, we've got INEOS. Hello everybody and welcome to INEOS. We finally got the scalpel and the open heart surgery can commence. Well, that wasn't open heart surgery. That was open your wallet. There was no open heart surgery there. McTominay wasn't an obvious player that needed to go. We got rid of him to raise money. Wan-Bissaka wasn't an obvious player to go. We got rid of him to raise money. Varane and Martial. Oh, we've been really ruthless with Martial and Varane. We've saved over £600,000 a week, and we've got rid of 2 internationals who are very, very good players. But we're ruthless. You're not ruthless. You're not ruthless. They were out of contract. It was easy. When have Man United, under INEOS or the Glazers, been ruthless around a player? Never. And how many do they need to do it to? Numerous. So this is what I'm waiting for. And if any Pratt journalist wants to try and spin it onto PR or our manager, they might want to look at the fact that the owners of this football club have never done what needs to be done. Funnily enough, we played a team last night who have rebuilt their football club from the ashes. How did they do it? Well, at Arsenal, what they did was they got rid of 2 big players. They were ruthless. Aubameyang and Ozil, straight away, back to the manager. And even some fans weren't happy, but they didn't care. They just did it. And that's what needs to happen. I've got to stop doing that voice now. This is what we need to do. We need to remove players. Lynn Hall says, must admit Garnacho has gone backwards this season. He needs time and Amram needs to get consistency out of him. He's still better as a sub and not a striker. Yeah, Lynn, I don't really, I'm not the person to speak to about Garnacho because I don't agree with that. I actually think he's been one of our better players this season and delivered better stats than most people, I think. I think under Amorim, I would agree with you, Lynn, that he was actually doing better under Ten Hag. That's what I was trying to say. He was doing better under Ten Hag. But that's not unusual because he's now being asked to play a different role. There is no wing role. He is playing centrally behind a striker and it's a different role. And as I say, at 20 years of age, I think we can be a little bit more patient with him than maybe we could be with more senior players. I actually don't think he played badly in last night. I was surprised how people were going for him because I don't think he actually played that bad. I don't think he played that well, but I thought him and Mount really helped us retain possession in the first half, which was obviously the plan. There does need to be a lot more, and maybe it will be from the bench, but patience is a virtue with these types of players. And, you know, we've also got the likes of Kobe and Rasmus and Yoro. There's some good young players coming through, but we will have to be patient as they get adjusted to this new system, of course. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.